So today I'm here to talk about malting barley and feed barley. What are the main markets for barley? Well, barley is a very important crop in Scotland. It represents around 60% of the cereal crop that's grown, and it's worth around 200 million. And it's one of the most important crops that we grow. Compared to the world market, there's around 150 million tonnes of barley grown in the world market. That's only 7%. In Scotland, there's around 2 million tonnes of barley, and that's over 60% of the grain that's grown. So it's way more important here. So why is that? Well, look at the weather. Today it's a bit changeable, cool. We get a bit of rain, obviously, in Scotland, and barley does very well here. It suits the climate, and we have some good local markets for that. We've got the feed markets. Around 50 to 60% of the barley is used to feed, mainly cattle and some pigs. So fattening a beef animal takes around 1.5 tonnes of barley, so that's very important here. And of course, the other crucial market in Scotland is the whisky sector. That takes 40 to 50% of the crop, depending on the year. So what do these markets require? Well, for feed, the main thing the farmer is really looking for is yield. If he's storing it, he needs to dry the crop down, and obviously the specific weight of the grain is important, and that aids feeding and storage. But relatively straightforward. It's really just yield, get the best yield you can. For malting barley, that's more factors are involved to supply that market. For distilling, or whether it's brewing or distilling, 95% of the market for malting in Scotland is for whisky, and it's mainly spring varieties, almost entirely spring varieties. And the distillers, they want certain varieties, so the farms have to go an approved variety. They have to make sure the nitrogen levels are correct, generally quite low. They have to look after the crop, make sure they avoid problems such as skinning, which is a loss of quality, germination, and so they really have to make sure that grain is in good condition to go into the distillery. But the key thing for Scotland, that's a huge market. That's sort of 900,000 tonnes, quite typically, is needed by the whisky industry. It's a very good market, very strong market for our farmers, and equally important for the whisky industry. It's to have a local supply of suitable barley. It's very important to the long-term success of the whisky sector.